I heard the clang of metal on tile before I heard the door. That's how I knew something had been taken. My mom and I had just come back from visiting my aunt overnight. We'd left the house locked except for the spare key my cousin Ben used while crashing on our couch. Ben's between jobs, harmless enough, but honest. He once borrowed my guitar for a gig and sold it for rent money, so my guard was up. We walked in to find the upstairs hallway closet open and a trail of brass screws on the floor. The small lockbox that used to sit on the top shelf, my late dad's box of medals, papers, and an old flash drive, was gone. Mom's face strained. That box was the only thing she'd asked me to keep safe after Dad passed. Ben was the obvious suspect. He'd been in the house Friday night, helping himself to leftovers. He texted Mom at 10 p.m. to say he was heading to a buddy's place, but my neighbor saw his beat-up Corolla still in our driveway after midnight. And now, the lockbox was missing. It all lined up a little too neatly. I called Ben. He denied everything, sounded half asleep, swore he never went upstairs, blamed the creepy plumber guy who'd fixed our upstairs leak that morning, Jeff, middle-aged, polite, charged cheap and left without fuss. Nice deflection, Ben. Still, I filed a police report. The officer agreed Ben looked bad but told us to list anyone else with house access. Only name I could add was Jeff. He'd been in the hallway for parts, tools, whatever. Didn't seem like the type, but whoever does. Ben came over the next day, nervous, waving phone screenshots showing mobile banking deposits to prove he didn't need cash. But when I asked where he slept Friday, he stuttered. The detectives noticed. They drove him to the station for more questions. Mom cried the whole evening. While she cried, I stewed. Something nagged at me. Ben's story about Jeff. Why mention the plumber at all? Out of guilt, or was it a clue? I checked the upstairs bathroom. The pipe Jeff replaced sat under the sink, gleaming. And next to it, the closet door frame, tiny fresh scratches, like someone had pried it with a flathead. Jeff's flathead was still on the vanity, forgotten. Curiosity turned to suspicion. I googled Jeff's company and hit on an old local article, a negligence complaint involving a water heater explosion in 2006. Technician's name? Jeffrey M. Halvorson. Dad's flash drive. I'd peeked at it once. It held PDFs of inspection records, including that same explosion case. Dad used to work city code enforcement. He must have archived Jeff's file. If Jeff saw the drive in the box while fixing the leak, he'd have every reason to make it disappear, especially if it proved he forged certifications back then. Cash and jewelry remained untouched, only the lockbox mattered. That fit Jeff, not Ben. I dug deeper. Jeff hadn't shown up for work since Saturday. His boss thought he'd quit. Police traced Ben's alibi. He'd actually crashed at his friend's. Security cams confirmed his car there all night. They released him, and he showed up angry but oddly relieved. A week later, officers found Jeff's van abandoned near a storage facility 2 towns over. Inside, tools, fast food wrappers, and our dented lockbox busted open. The metals were still inside. The flash drive wasn't. Tucked in the empty slot was a sticky note. I can't risk that. Jeff is still missing. Maybe he destroyed the drive, maybe he's hiding. Ben's off the suspect list, though our relationship's still bruised. Mom sleeps with the hallway light on. I've changed every lock and installed motion cameras. Sometimes at night I replay the footage of Jeff walking down our hall, calm as a guest, screwdriver in hand, opening a door he had no right to open.